What's up, champ? I'm Vince Del Monte at vincedelmontefitness.com. In this video, I've got the ultimate workout to get bigger arms. Biceps, triceps, forearms. And over the years, I've really had to take a much more intelligent approach to making progress on my arms because I don't have great genetics. If you can't tell, I don't have naturally big arms. A lot of guys have these massive arms, it's ridiculous, and they do what you're already doing. They're doing all the popular exercises, they're doing all the popular rep ranges, they're doing what you're currently doing, and if your arms aren't responding, you might need a different approach. So what I want to teach you guys is two main components of getting bigger arms, the physiology stuff and the mechanics stuff, and that's what we're going to cover in this workout. I'm going to go through it with you, and you're going to see me apply the three mechanisms of muscle growth: mechanical tension, muscle damage, metabolic stress, and you're going to see me adapt these mechanisms to my muscle fiber type. All right, so heavy for me might not be heavy for you. High reps for me might not be high reps for you. So I'm going to show you how I adapt those and how you can do the same. All right, I'm also going to show you 8 exercises that you've maybe done a few of them, but not all of them. And I'm going to show you what to think about because it's not what you do, guys. You know that. You're probably already doing a lot of the same things that all these guys with huge arms are already doing, but it's not working for you. So it's probably how you're doing it. All right, so I'm going to show you what to think about, I'm going to tell you what to think about, and I'm going to show you some really cool cues to bring up the brachialis, a muscle that sits underneath the biceps, which is going to help push it out, which is something a lot of guys neglect, some new stuff that I've just recently learned. So let's get to it. This is a full-blown workout. I think you're going to love it. Come along for the ride. Let's do this. All right. A lot of people ask, how do you warm up for an arm workout? It's very simple, activation sets. You may have seen some of my previous videos, and what we're trying to do is get the muscle short as possible for the movement that we're doing. So that requires a 2-second contraction in the shortened position. So that's your warm-up, getting the muscle short. Write that down. Your warm-up for a bodybuilding workout is getting the muscle short. It's not warming up on a treadmill. It has nothing to do with what you're about to do here in the gym. So 1 set, you don't need to do 2, you don't need to 3. The lights are on, the lights are on. You gotta activate the muscle. So at the top position, you're trying to get that muscle short as possible. That's why we start with just a lighter weight. For the barbell curls, as you saw me doing, the shortened position, and for this position is back here, palms up. All right, for the tricep dips, it's elbows back and as far behind you as possible, okay? So all we need to do is 1 set with a lighter weight, 8 to 10 reps, and you're gonna squeeze that muscle like it owes you money. It's as simple as that, guys. When the muscle's on, the muscle's on. You don't need to do this 2, 3, 4 times. You can get right into your work sets. You don't need to spend 5, 10 minutes on a treadmill, on a bike. It has nothing to do with building your arms. All right, so don't waste your time. Just get in here, do your activation sets, and let's get this workout going. Exercise 1 are barbell curls with a straight bar. Now, most bodies can't marry their body to this exercise really well because they don't have optimal external rotation of the shoulder. All right, so how well you can contract your biceps with a straight bar all is dictated by the ability to get your shoulder neutral, which is going to line up your humerus either optimally or suboptimally. Optimally is when your bicep is facing the mirror. That means you got a nice natural carry angle, palms are facing forward, hands are facing forward. As you can see me doing, I really make sure I've got external rotation of the shoulder so that I can work through that natural carry angle. Anything other than that is just gonna destroy your elbow joints. It's just a matter of time. What you can't see me doing on this exercise here is the weight gets heavier, is I'm contracting every single muscle in my body. Everything from my lower legs to my quads to my glutes to my abs, everything is like, I'm like contracting like a 10 out of 10 so that I can really isolate those biceps. You have to remember, write this down if this is all you remember. Isolation is a total body activity. All right, so to isolate a muscle, everything else needs to be in cement. And that's why you have to think about everything else going on. The more pieces and the more joints involved, the more opportunity you have to cheat, to compromise, and to take the tension away from the thing you're trying to train. So whenever you're standing, whenever you have multiple joints involved, like such as this exercise here, you have to understand to isolate the biceps, you need everything else in cement. Exercise 2 are the dips. I really like this exercise because we can take a lot of pieces out of it. We can take our trunk out of it. We can really set this up nicely. The big thing you want to be aware of is shoulder position, all right? Notice how I have a neutral shoulder. It doesn't change at all. It doesn't rotate forward. It doesn't rotate backwards. We're really trying to keep that scapula flat. And all that's really happening here is elbow is going backwards and then forwards, backwards and forwards. We're not thinking about pressing the handle down. We're thinking about pushing our elbow to the wall behind us. All right, and when we think about pressing our elbow to the wall behind us, that's how you can get the triceps really short, especially at the shoulder. All right, so reach, reach, reach all the way for the bottom. Think about elbow back, 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 until your triceps are fully contracted. When I was young and foolish, I used to try and do 3 plates aside for this one, and you can move it. You could see the thing moving, but the question is how much is your triceps actually contracting versus how much is coming from your shoulder, your trunk angle, your core, your even lower body movement that's happening. So when you're trying to build a body part, it's how well can you contract that tissue you're trying to challenge. If you can contract it better with less weight, why wouldn't you? Your body can't distinguish the weight on the bar, so keep that in mind at all times. So we just wrapped up the first section of our workout. We did our mechanical tension sets. And that's to stimulate the nervous system. So we're gonna get more out of our damaged stuff and the stress stuff that's coming. All right, this is like kind of the equivalent of revving the engine of your car before you take off. All right, let's keep going. All right, so we're gonna move on to the second combo of the workout. Moving on to the damage component of the workout. And this is where we're gonna overload the stretch position. We're gonna use hammer curls. I'm gonna show you something really cool for a bicep exercise. It's more, to be honest, I don't even think of hammer curls as a bicep exercise. I think of it as a brachialis exercise, which it is. And then we're gonna be doing a variation on tricep extension, something really cool. Again, this is gonna overload the stretch position. Now I wanna show you guys something. Come in very close. If this is the only thing you take away from this video, this is gonna change the size of your arms so quickly. I learned this from my man Eric Seifert, my MAT therapist. And one of the things I never thought about when doing curls is wrist position. This is a neutral wrist. This is called ulnar deviation. All right, ulnar deviation is going to challenge everything on the back side of this axis, all right? So it'd be really good to be in this position for tricep exercises. When we're doing bicep exercises, though, we want radial deviation, and it's hard for you to see. That's neutral, that's radial. Neutral, radial. And look what happens right here when I do that. You can kind of see this pop. You can kind of see that the brachialis is that muscle that sits right here. If you're really lean, guys who are super lean, you can see it. It's that muscle right through here, which pushes the bicep out. So it's that thing underneath the bicep muscle, and a lot of guys neglect it. And by really just living off of hammer curls and building the brachialis, you can really push that biceps out and up and out. It's kind of like training the soleus, the stuff that sits underneath the calf. It's the equivalent of that. And the only thing you need to change is this wrist position. So when you're doing your hammer curls, the thing I want you to think about is radial deviation. So keep this engaged the whole time, and you'll find that changes the exercise completely. If you can't maintain this, the weight's too heavy. You're not challenging brachialis, the stuff that can really make that bicep push out and up, all right? On guys who are really big, you can see this muscle well developed. You'll see it on me a bit as I get going here, watch. We use a slight of an incline to overload that stretch position in the bottom, all right? All right, so what you see me do here are hammer curls. As we just discussed, hammer curls really challenge the brachialis if you keep that radial deviation at the wrist. All right, that's the key, guys. It's really going to make a huge difference, and you're going to probably have to drop the weight. You're going to have to drop the weight if you want to challenge that muscle properly. So a lot of things I'm thinking about that you can't see. One is my abs are contracted. Why would my abs be contracted? Well, I want to keep my trunk locked down, which is going to in turn help me keep my shoulders neutral. Biceps are facing the mirror the entire time. Another thing you see me doing is working the natural carry angle of the elbow. I'm thinking about the path of the joint, not the path of the dumbbell. This is going to really help me line up the movement for my brachialis and biceps without trashing up my joints, all right? You don't want to do that, guys, so you have to line these exercises up properly. As I'm going through the motion here, I'm really thinking about contracting hard from the bottom all the way through to the top. Now, on a few of these reps, you kind of see me not pause at the top. I could be doing a better job at really holding the movement at the top, squeezing in the shortened position, all right? You'll be able to find you can get more reps out of this one because brachialis tends to be, for most people, more of a slower twitch muscle fiber. so it's got a little more exhaustive capabilities to get more reps out of the set, and that's why our reps are a little higher here on these damage sets. Boom. The dumbbell actually finishes outside of the shoulder. All right, so if you line that up properly, it looks like this. That's a straight line. That's not destroying your elbow joint. So most people are worried about what it looks like in the mirror. What it looks like in the mirror is insignificant to what's happening at the joint. Focus on the path of the joint, not the path of the dumbbell. All right? All right, first things first on this tricep exercise, where we're overloading the negative portion of the movement. Notice how I'm lining this up. Again, we want to make sure we're working in that straight line of the joint, not the straight line of the dumbbell. All right, shoulders are neutral, triceps are facing backwards, biceps are facing forwards. That's how you know you've got this set up properly. Now, what we're doing is we're really emphasizing the stretch position, the negative. I've even got the bench in a bit of a incline to help with that a bit. And what we're doing is controlling the negative and then bringing it into where we can close grip press it up. All right, so we're not fatiguing ourselves as much on the concentric, we're really overloading the eccentric, because the goal of this exercise is muscle damage. Muscle damage is the goal of this exercise, which is why we're doing this variation. So you always have to understand, what's the goal of this exercise? What mechanism am I trying to stimulate for muscle growth here? All right, so what you guys are seeing me do right now is our third exercise, and this is our stress set. Now these reps are really accommodated to my muscle fiber type. I'm a slow twitch guy, so I can really crank out a lot of reps. I need a lot of reps to build muscle. So for this portion of the workout, I'm personally doing 3 sets of 30 with 60 seconds rest on this one exercise. Now, when you want to generate metabolic stress, cell swelling, that burn, that massive pump, you need to eliminate as many pieces as possible. So this is where bodybuilders get things right. They understand the concept of isolation. So that's why I have a bench. Remember, the more joints involved, the more things you have to control, the more neural drive being dispersed to other parts of your body. So for this one here, I've got my trunk locked down, so I can shove my back into here to apply more force into the biceps. I'm even putting my feet up against the window, if you can see that. So I'm fully locked in cement. The only thing that's moving is my biceps, long head, short head. Long head, short head, just contracting as hard as possible. Near the end, don't stop until you're done all 30 reps. Even if you're doing a 1/4 inch of a movement, just make that muscle burn, all right? And this isn't, just because you're doing lighter weights doesn't mean the weight's heavy. It's not, a lot of people hear light weights and they think like, okay, I did 30 reps, but I could have done another 30. No, if I'm saying 3 sets of 30, by about the 14th, 15th rep, the last 15 reps are brutal. They're absolutely brutal. So in no way, shape, or form is higher rep training, lighter training easier. In fact, it's probably harder. Mentally, it's harder because it just hurts more. You're putting so much blood into the muscle, it can't escape. There's so much pressure inside the muscle, you can't go anywhere. I remember my running coach used to always teach me, at the halfway point, that's when the workout starts. So here, guys, I want you guys working your ass off for 3 sets of 30. That's your exercise 1 for biceps. All right, guys, so what you're seeing me do here is one of my favorite tricep exercises. This really works with your anatomy instead of against it. A lot of tricep exercises, press down variations like straight bars, V-bars, really bad for your elbows, really bad for your wrists, because you're forced to put them in a position that they're not set up to work with the path of the joint. So what you see me doing here is challenging the triceps in 2 ways. We're challenging them at the elbows, and then we're challenging them at the shoulders. So the first thing we're focusing on is extending the elbow. And then we focus on extending the shoulder and getting that triceps as short as possible in the back. And if you can, hold it for 2 seconds in the back, because that's where the muscle has the hardest time to contract. That's where there's a lot of opportunity for growth. All right, so this is really, really great. We're gonna lock your body down, crank out 30 reps here. Really focus on squeezing and breaking that movement into 2. Elbow first, shoulder second, okay? I guarantee you when you experience this one for yourself, you're never gonna go back to doing straight bar press downs or V-bar press downs. Again, 2 of the worst tricep exercises. And if you see guys doing them, it doesn't mean it's right. It just means that they've never been taught how to do it better, all right? All right, 4th exercise of the workout, we're gonna finish up with an exercise that really challenges the biceps in the shortened range. This is gonna hit the brachialis and the biceps, long head, short head. This is a really fun one to set up. So What you need to see here is how I grab the handle. It's not like this, it's like this, all right? And the reason we're doing this is because now from this angle we can challenge brachialis. You can see as soon as I start initiating, brachioradialis, the stuff underneath, it's gonna push that biceps up and out, all right? At the end, we go into supination, and we get the muscle really, really short at the back. Opportunities at the back, so try and hold it for a second or two, all right? Squeeze it hard, and don't let that tension off. You don't rest. We don't finish up here like this. It's active tension. We never go into passive tension. Active tension the whole time, all right? And here we just go to town. Lock your body in cement. Squeeze everything as hard as possible. You're gonna get a huge, huge pump here, guys. Abs are tight, no rocking from the body, no passive tension. Keep it all in the biceps. At the end of this set, when you see me finish this set, you're gonna see me keel over. Why did I keel over on a damn bicep exercise? Well, there's a lot of pressure in the muscle, and that pressure has nowhere to go. So you're just trying to escape it at the end. Don't try and escape it. Remember, the key to muscle growth, guys, is muscle disadvantages. You want to make it as hard as humanly possible. So if it's hard, if there's a lot of pressure, a lot of pump, that's good. That means you're directing force into the muscle, all right? Not anywhere else. That's the muscle's primary form of communication: time under tension, stress. All right, it's one of the three. As you saw, we did tension and mechanical tension, heavy stuff, and we did damage, stretching stuff. So this is the swelling stuff, okay, to finish the workout off. So our fourth exercise here to finish up the workout is one of my favorite tricep exercises. I learned this from my man, Joseph Bennett, one of the MI40 coaches when I was working with him down in Tampa, Big Ben's gym. Really killer exercise here. So when most people do standing tricep press downs, they can use their body. They can disperse tension through the rest of their body. Here, we're locking ourselves down. The body's got nowhere to go. The only thing that we can really challenge here is triceps. And really what you're thinking about here is a couple things. We're just thinking about getting the triceps short at the elbow first. Keeping that external rotation of the shoulder. As you start to fatigue, you can go straight into straight arm pullovers with the rope. You think, well, isn't he training his lats now? If you keep the tension on your triceps, if you consciously think about keeping your triceps engaged, this will destroy your triceps. Because remember, triceps cross the shoulder joint, so they act on the shoulder. So moving the shoulder can still challenge them. So this is a phenomenal way to build up a ton of metabolic stress to finish up your workout. I guarantee you're gonna go in the biggest pumps in your life. You're gonna feel your triceps like you've never felt them before. Start off with tricep extensions and then go into pullovers if you need to. And if you pick the challenging way, you're gonna have to, like I did here at the end. So there you guys go. That was the ultimate workout to build bigger arms. The reason that was so awesome is because we focus on the science. We focus on the three mechanisms of muscle growth: mechanical tension, damage training, and stress training. What I also did is I customized those rep ranges to my muscle fiber type. So my heavy sets, those rep ranges were adapted to me. Same with the stretch exercises, same with the stress exercises, very high reps, all right? For someone who's fast twitch, they're not gonna have to do sets of 30. That might be too much. They might not need that much, all right? So that's the key, guys, to really adapt the rep ranges, the physiology stuff to your muscle fiber type, to really hit all points of the strength curve. As you can see, we did stretch exercises, we did mid-range exercises, we did short exercises where the muscle gets really short. So we're not overkilling our body with exercises that do the same thing as other ones. All right, so if you guys enjoy that and you guys want more of that kind of intelligent way of building muscle, I've got a killer program. It's my 6-week vanity specialization program for guys who want to bring up their arms at least a good inch in a full 6 weeks. So it's very hard. It's not for beginners. If you're interested in checking out the first week for free, there's an annotation up there. Click it. It'll take you to a page, enter your first name, your email address, and you can download the first week for free. If you can handle it, I'll give you an opportunity to get the whole 6 weeks afterwards, but start with the first week, see how you do. It's very challenging. And if you're watching this video on your mobile, you can't click that link right there. You click the first link in the description box. It'll take you to the same page, enter your info, and I'll send that to you right away, okay? A little free gift for me to you. I know this is a longer video. You're obviously a pretty ambitious person to watch this whole video all the way to the end. So I want to hook you up. I want to take care of you. I want to help you get bigger arms. But you got to use an intelligent approach, all right? And we got to get you outside your comfort zone. So check it out. I know you're going to love it. Tell me what you want to see next time in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that too, so you're first in line when I upload new videos. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again.